Good morning. We are here in the on the Friday, the last morning of TAtech Europe, with Peter Weddle, the Peter Weddle. Peter, how are you this morning?
Well, it's a little early to tell, but so far so good.
Yeah. You've not been doing too much of the late night carousing as other people have done.
No, I leave that to the younger crowd.
Yeah.
You know, I've done my carousing.
I'm sure everyone else is making up for it. I certainly tried on the first night, but I bailed out early from the Sky Bar. A good night it was being had, but too much for me.
We have a long tradition of partying here at TAtech, so I'm sure it went on all hours.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the event itself, we've had on Wednesday at RecX, TAtech Europe yesterday and today. How's it gone so far? We're not quite at the end, but how's it gone so far?
It's been great. It's been great. One of the things that characterizes our events are interaction among the delegates.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of conversation, a lot of discussion, and I think it's helped to parse out some of the key issues that people are concerned about, some of the new ideas that are emerging. So overall, it's been a great show.
Yeah, yeah. I have to say, from my perspective, this is the first TAtech I've been to, and I go to a lot of conferences. The detail of the conversation amongst people who are not only job boards, but people involved on the tech side of things is really quite granular, the detail they get into and the way that they're thinking about not only what they do today, but how they're going to evolve in the future.
Well, that's exactly what we try to do. We typically have 2 or 3 keynotes to sort of set the big themes, the strategic bookends, if you will, for the discussion.
Yeah.
But what we want to do is send people home with a lot of take-home value. We want them to be able to go back and do something differently and better for their organization. So we get down to that granular level and talk about tactics.
Yeah, yeah. And I would say maybe just as importantly, people in this industry don't have too many other, I mean, people who are HR do, people in talent acquisition do at the coalface of recruitment, but on the tech side, there aren't too many opportunities where they can socialize and network, and it's great to compare notes with people who may also be rivals, but at least you're on talking terms with them when you come to an event like this.
Yeah, you know, our view, as I said at the outset when I opened the conference, is that a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
So while many of the companies that are here do compete with one another, there's also room for collaboration, there's room for the exploration of partnerships and alliances, or as a minimum, to better understand your competitors so you can compete better.
Yeah, yeah. Of the talks that there's been so far, there's a couple of favorites that I have. Any that stand out for you?
I really liked Roger Gorman's presentation yesterday, his opening keynote. I thought, you know, he touched on a number of the really important themes.
Yeah.
You know, in many respects, talent acquisition is the canary in the mine. It identifies some of the key trends that are going to affect HR down the road. Yeah. Because we're talking to candidates as they come in the door. Yeah. So I think, you know, he touched on a lot of the issues that all of us late at night or around the bar think about, and I think that was great. But all of the presentations, in my view, have been stimulating.
Yeah, yeah. And the death match yesterday was quite a thing.
Well, you can always count on Chad and Cheese to do something wild and crazy. And then we, you know, what we really want to do is unlike a Shark Tank, I'd call it a salmon tank. You know, everybody in all the 4 companies that compete come out winners, to be sure. But what we want to do is to underscore the fact that there are companies in our industry at the cutting edge in technology who are really going to be setting the pace in the future. And all 4 of those companies in the death match, I think, will help shape where talent acquisition is going
So in the
forward.
salmon tank, they've got a good chance of jumping upstream?
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic. So I was really privileged to MC RecX on Wednesday. I thought it was a great event. I think the videos that are going to come out of that will be really, really good. The quality of talks there was fantastic.
They were extraordinary. I agree. I had lots of feedback about RecX, and to a person, folks have said it was great to just be stimulated from a whole different array of perspectives. We covered a lot of issues, but as I mentioned at the very end, I think the key theme in all of those presentations was the challenge of change. You know, how are we going to do it? Change internal to our own organizations, change externally to our customer base or in our customer base, and of course change in technology, which is evolving at warp speed.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the videos because as MC at the side of the stage, I didn't really get to see all the talks in detail. I've seen the screens, but I'm looking forward to seeing the videos, and I hope other people are as well. So the videos are going to be available on the TAtech website soon, hopefully.
Absolutely. We'll
Yeah,
get them up
for-
just as
for
quickly as we
members.
can. Yep.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much again, Peter. I hope the last day is as good as the previous 2 days, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Stephen, thank you for your contribution at RecX and
Very
for being
welcome.
here at TAtech.
Thank you. Thanks.